Welcome to the Please Subscribe Show!
Welcome to the Please Subscribe Show!
Welcome to the Please Subscribe Show!
So today, I would like to wish my youngest daughter, Gwendolynn, a happy birthday. You have a great day today. It's your special day. And God bless you. Gwendolynn Hope, you're 3 years old today. And it's a symbolic number in Christianity. And the most important thing that I can tell you today is that Jesus is very, very happy, and today is a joyful day for him as well as for you. Birthdays are special. What I told David and Elizabeth is that Jesus lives in the sky, and he is the ruler of the universe. He's God. We call him Lord. And he's also a really, really good friend. I know that's a lot for a 3-year-old to hear, but you'll hear it again one day. But he's an important friend, and will watch over you, just like a friend should be. And at times, other than calling him Lord, you can call him a friend. It's where he kind of steps down from that. I don't want to get into all theology, but where he steps down and he becomes your friend. That's what every parent wants for their kids. But ultimately, I want to say happy birthday, and that my best wishes are for you today, and that you are a very blessed child, like all children are. Very important. You're important to me. I have held you and fed you, but I haven't really met you like I met David and Elizabeth. And I hope to see you one day, and I hope that we can have a conversation and talk. And somewhere in there, I'll probably mention Jesus, because everyone does. Well, not everyone does, but everyone that we know, kind of our family and stuff, talks about that a lot. But anyway, I just wanted to say that to you, and that you're important to me, and that you have a wonderful, special day, and happy 3 years old. 3 years is a cool number. And happy birthday to you, and many more, Gwendolynn. I love you. From your dad. So while I'm on a roll, Gwendolynn, I wanted to tell you some fun facts about you. You were, birthing wise, I mean, I didn't birth you, Angel did. You were the easiest and the fastest. So I remember with Elizabeth, I went to go get my coffee and came back, and there was Elizabeth. She was pretty quick coming out. With you, I didn't even have time to get any coffee, and you just kind of came right out of your mom and right into the hands of the nurses, and there you were. And I didn't get to spend a whole lot of time, about 3 months so far with you, which is interesting because you're 3 today. But I do hope to see you again, and I'm working on it. I'm working on finding a way to see all of you. That includes David, Elizabeth, and Gwendolynn. I'm just gonna have to be patient and wait, and I'm waiting for God to give me the ability to see you kids again. So it could take some time, but as they say, that patience is the virtue. It's a virtue. So it's worth the wait, however long I have to wait. Anyway, I think that's what God wants. I think he's probably training me so that I can be the better parent that I need to be for all three of you, and that includes Gwendolyn, David, and Elizabeth. So happy birthday, and I hope Angel has a special day planned, and I hope everything is fun today and everybody's smiling and just, just full of joy, like birthdays are. The hot dogs and the cake, and for the girls, all the princesses and things. That's what Elizabeth liked. So the things that your mom and I would talk about would be like, Gwendolyn's probably going to be the really smart one. They're all smart. They're all geniuses. And all the pictures that I've seen you in, you look very sophisticated, always smiling. You seem like you're very much your age and very in tune. And that's cool, because those types of people are really cool to be around. I remember David, of course, is full of energy and just lots of passion, like me. And then how I remember Elizabeth is just very, very pretty, beautiful, and always smiling and just loving to be around all good things, food and people and laughter. I'm sure you're the same, Gwendolyn. Now, your name, of course, we got the spelling of your name off a person's name on Facebook. So that's how we got the spelling. We found a spelling on Facebook that was Gwendolyn, and we decided to go with that spelling. I've looked up the name, and it has several, I think the name may be based on Guinevere, but I have to do a little more research to find out exactly. I'm sure Gwendolyn has a meaning. I'm gonna look that up and tell you the meaning of it. But I think we just really like the sound of the name. Now, for your middle name, Hope, that comes from the Bible. And same with David and Elizabeth, their names came from the Bible too. And hope is something that we go on. It's something that we carry with us in our hearts. It's an important word. So you have a very important middle name, and then a very pretty first name. I looked up some stuff about Gwendolyn, and I'm going to do a little more research on the meaning of that name and get back with you. My middle name is the name I go by, Cole, and it literally came. My parents went to Arizona, and they saw a cute kid. I don't know where they saw him, and his name was Cole, and that's how I got my middle name, and that's the name that I chose to go by. It was shorter. The first name was biblical, but that's a different thing. My first name was Jonathan, which was friends of David, or was a friend of David. But I don't know. We have a first and middle name, Gwendolyn, and then Hope. So anyway, I'll get back with you on the exact meaning of that name. I gotta go. Okay, Gwendolyn. So I did look up your name, and little did I know, it's an interesting name. So it's Welsh, and Gwendolyn means fair bow, blessed ring. Or it's really fair bow or blessed ring. Now, is it bow like a bow you shoot, or a bow like you wear in your hair? I think maybe it is like a light colored bow that I guess a woman would wear in her hair, or it means blessed ring. So that's what I found out about it. It was Welsh. So it does have a meaning. Guinevere, I think, was one of the names that we were thinking about, but we went with Gwendolyn because we thought it was a prettier sound, a prettier name. And then, of course, Hope. Hope means a lot of things. Hang on just a second. So anyway, if you're watching this and you're older, that's also what your name means. So fair bow or blessed ring. You can probably get a lot of meanings from Gwendolyn. But I like to think of it as like a fair bow, like a bow in your hair. You could also think bow like a bow that you pull the string back and let go of the arrow kind of thing. Blessed ring is pretty simple to understand, you know, a ring that is blessed. And those things will come to mind later, when hopefully one day I will, you know, pay for your wedding. And same thing with you, Elizabeth, too. I think the father pays for the wedding, I think, of the daughter. And I have to get all the rules and regulations on that. But anyway, have a blessed day today. It's an important day for you.
1957
So
with
it's
a
Burger
37
King doing 37-cent Whoppers today?
or tomorrow.
Or tomorrow?
In restaurant with my code on the BK
Let's
app
go to Burger King.
or PK.com.
It's really 37 cents?
Yeah, 37 cents. Holy moly.
You want to go buy burger? Let's find a Burger King.
Yeah, find a burger.
Okay, we're going the Please Subscribe show. We're in for Burger King. Now, here's the thing I want to say about Burger King before we get started. So it is true, I worked for Uber Eats. I was assaulted by a Burger King employee who, if you're out there today, I'm just going to tell you this. I know I shouldn't have yelled. But then again, you shouldn't have hit me, but that's, you know, that's just between us. But here's the thing. You inspired me to write a crazy book called Chin, because you hit me in the chin. And, but I did call the police, but I ended up leaving. I ended up talking to the police about it, because it really wasn't that serious. But I guess it was late at night, and I was upset. I scared the guy. He hit me through the window. But we're gonna go to Burger King anyway. I still go to Burger King every once in a while, and we're gonna go get a 37-cent Whopper. But please, if someone gets mad at you and they yell the drive-thru, now of course you'll be probably 6 feet away from them, but try not to hit them. People get upset. But that stuff's gone on YouTube. I don't know if it's out there, if the digitally out there showing me get hit. It's probably not, because Burger King probably erased it to save money. I did go look for lawyers, but it's okay.
Your car smells
what I'm trying to say is that I'm okay with it. You don't think it's the exhaust fume over here?
No, it smells like food. Maybe it's me.
Oh, no, I picked up some Indian food just a while ago. I say
sure.
while ago. Anyway, we're headed to Burger
quick.
King. I'm not going to smell your shirt right now.
Smell my shirt.
Okay, I don't think it's your shirt.
Sweet. It's not cigarettes.
You sure it's not the exhaust coming through here?
I know what that is.
From ahead of
At
us?
participating Burger King.
So this is in Dallas, an Addison area, and this is called Wilddale Road. And I noticed the changing of the leaves right here, changing in the colors of the leaves. And I was checking up on the Burger King information. I thought this was a really pretty street. Sometimes I'll do this. This is Wilddale and Crest Park. We're actually on Crest Park right now. And you're looking at some of the trees here. Dallas actually does have a history of trees in cinema, because Terrence Malick made a little film called The Tree of Life. And it was set in Dallas. Brad Pitt is in it. One of his, probably one of Brad Pitt's better performances, if not one of his best. And it was a very good film. But anyway, it was shot here in Dallas, and there's probably quite a bit of filming locations of Tree of Life, of a Terrence Malick film. Same filmmaker of Badlands, and I believe A Thin Red Line he did with Nick Nolte and Sean Penn, and many others. Actor that played Jesus. What's his name anyway? His name is so difficult to... Anyway, I just thought those trees were cool. I noticed these trees...
Redeeming restaurant.
We're on the Burger King app. But I know these trees right here...
Give this code to the cashier.
Oh, we have a code. We don't want to film that code, though. Alpha Road... Well, only if we're live streaming, we wouldn't want to, but they're not going to get it till later. But anyway, really pretty colors of the trees here. Really pretty right here.
It's pretty.
Not as pretty as you.
Aw, thank you. All right, split a Whopper.
Well, I mean, right there can be seen in Office Space, 1999 Mike Judge film, right there.
That's where we're
Yeah,
at.
this is actually the Galleria, which is actually used in Mike Judge 1999 Office Space. So I do know that for sure in the first opening scene, and that's it. Just the opening scene. And you can see this building right here while they're in traffic, and this traffic right here, which is 635, crossing Dallas Parkway, right? At 635? And that's the actual building right there. You see it from a distance, and I think we've gone through there when we did the Upstream Color filming location one. And I don't know if they use this bridge here, but matching up the shots, we have to find that bridge. That might be another one that we attempt to try to do a filming location of Office Space. Anyway, I was gonna show you a reverse shot of Office Space, but a truck pulled in. It's like here we go. That's kind of what it looks like on one of the shots. You can see the Galleria. And speaking of Office Space, this is kind of an Office Space moment, although this would be kind of the Jennifer Aniston character for a second. And was it Ron Livingston? Is it Ron Livingston maybe? I don't know. I'm kind of joking. But anyway, was it Rob Livingston? I think it was Ron. Ron Livingston is what I'm going to go with. That would be kind of one of the angles through my rearview mirror, which is, you know. Anyway, you can also kind of see that too right there. That's also kind of, in a way, one of the shots. And then you can see this too. Now we're going down this hill, so it would no longer be one of the shots there. But I think they may have used one of the bridges. So anyway, leave a comment. So I think we may be out of the zone of the Office Space area, but that was back there. The big truck pulled up on the hill. But we'll get to that next time. So just to let you know, it is December 3rd, 2021 AD, or the year of our Lord. And Linda's taking a nap. I told her I would not film her, sleeping this time around. She asked me not to. She woke up a little bit. But we are still in traffic. I just wanted y'all to know that. And we're passing, I call it the bog of stench, but it really is kind of a bog right before you get into Irving, coming from I guess that's Irving city limit, and we're coming from like I don't know what you would call it, Northwest Highway area. I guess you could call it that way, the Northwest Highway area, but we're in Irving right now. So we just went into Irving. And Irving is a pretty important town for me. It is where I started my first family of 3 kids. And today is a special day. I guess you could call her my ex-wife, Angel. And it's sorry about that. Yeah, it's Gwendolyn's birthday. So, Linda says happy birthday. Linda's taking a nap. She's had a hard day at work. And it's an important day to me because I think some of this, it is for my kids. And I have to say, I will go back, eventually and work on editing the ones where I use some family member names, but I can't help but to mention my kids. So, and this is like a big day for me. But other family members I've talked about, stuff like that. I've got 900 something vlogs, so they're in there somewhere. But today is just a happy day for me, and I feel like I'm on a mountaintop. It's a different feeling today. So very happy for Gwendolyn. And I don't know if you're watching this when you're a young kid, or if you're in college, or if you ever really get to watch it, but I do love you. Even though I haven't met you completely, I did, like I said, I did get to hold you and feed you up to about 3 months. But it in a way, it's kind of, I know this is crazy to say, but it's kind of a blessing, because I really do feel that one day I will get to meet you. Now, your daddy is a writer. I'm going to switch over here for a minute. I've written quite a bit over my life. I want to talk to you, Gwendolyn, about that. Just give me a second. So, Gwendolyn, I wrote a story that's on my fiction press. And first of all, I want to say I'm sorry about the grammar. I'm not the grammar police. And the structure of the English, I mean, if you're a creative writer, you know that you can write and just put it out there. You know, if you get to the point where you want to write something, and that goes for David and Elizabeth too, just put it out there, and eventually the grammar and all that stuff will work its way out. People get stumped on grammar, and I just wanted to put that out there. But I wanted to tell you about a story that I wrote, and it was called Blind Crossing. And my attempt at the time when I wrote it was I wanted to attack something that had an irony in it. And irony is a very hard thing to understand if you're in creative writing, or if you write stories, because irony has to do. Now, okay, Ethan Hawke explains it in Reality Bites as the complete opposite of the literal. It's kind of like a writer that doesn't understand. Okay, a writer that does not understand irony is ironic. But it's the literal meaning is completely opposite of the actual meaning, is how he explains it. I don't know if that's irony. But Ethan Hawke explains that in Reality Bites in the movie. And it's ironic that an actor would try to explain irony. I'm not exactly a famous actor, but I've done some stage work, but I also like to write. But anyway, I wrote this story called Blind Crossing about this man that meets a long-lost daughter. And he was a railroad worker. In the end, you see this bright light, and it's kind of indicated that he gets hit by a train. I'm not saying that that's real with my life or anything. This is a fictional story. But he's a railroad worker that actually gets plowed over by a train in the end. And I thought that was kind of ironic, or at least bad coincidence. But anyway, it's called Blind Crossing, and it's got some humor in it, and it's a story that I think is a worthy story, and it's on my fiction press. I don't think that you would want to go and read any of that stuff. It's mostly adult stuff. But anyway, I know that you're only 3 years old. You're only 3 years old, but I have put out some creative writing in there, and I think along the way. And believe me, I was not a theological student. I kind of did become kind of one when I started doing Christian drama when I met Angel. But when I started off, the idea was to be creative and not to have any limits. And the more limits that you would have in your writing, the more false it would be. Because we are flawed people. We are broken people. We are. And I wanted to show that in my writing. And I did. But I'm not like Stephen King, where I've got millions of dollars yet or anything. But I have a feeling that I'm probably going to try to attempt another book one day. And I'm going to work on the grammar. And spelling, especially. That's important. Let me tell you. I know you're 3 years old, but it's important to focus. I wouldn't say it right now, because later on, you'll learn all of that stuff, But why I'm talking to a 3-year-old like they're a college student, I don't know. But when you look back at this, you'll probably laugh, because somewhere in there, it's got to be a little bit funny. But anyway, I wrote this story, and it's called Blind Crossing, and this guy meets his long-lost daughter in the story. goes in, she has his pet cat, and he's so embarrassed because he never got to see her, and she's a full-grown adult, that he wishes he could be the cat for a moment. He wants to like be something different, not other than himself. And plus she admired the cat and things like that. Or whenever he was there, she seemed to pay attention to the cat quite a bit. In the story, you have to read the story if you shall, you know. So I kind of went away from the writing a little bit and got into what's known as vlogging, VLOG. And I learned it by watching other vloggers on YouTube, because I didn't know that a person could kind of do this. And it's a little, in a way, like telling a story in some form or fashion. The problem with me is that I started off in a way kind of just using words until they put me on stage and I acted like other people and things like that. See, I have a theater arts background, and I jumped into the whole evangelical thing in a real weird kind of way. So I'm very different than your local pastor. But I do overall believe that Jesus is the answer to all the stories that are out there in one way or another. If Jesus is not part of the story, then I think the story gets detached from people, because Jesus knew people more than anyone in the world. And Blind Crossing was just about a regular old railroad worker that gets killed by a train eventually, or it's indicated. I don't actually say that he gets killed, but you see the light, the blinding light as he's crossing the railroad tracks. That's why it's called Blind Crossing. But it's about kind of a failure, a man that's a failure. And are you okay? Okay. Just drinking some apple juice. And he gets to end up meeting his daughter. Anyway. Yeah, I thought it was, I wrote it before I had kids. Some of my stuff, it seems to be sometimes prophetic because it happens to me later on in a way. But anyway, transportation, railroad, not too much different than what I'm doing now. Not a whole lot different. I mean, I'm kind of on a railroad. It's not a tracks. It's not a tracks like a choo-choo train. Like choo-choo train, choo-choo. But it's choo-choo. Yeah, a choo-choo train goes choo-choo. That's probably the level of grammar that you're learning. Choo-choo. I'm at 7 minutes. Okay, regardless, it was a story I wrote, and it's a dream that I have. Part of me wanted to have kids. The option was I could lose like maybe custody of them, because that's always an option. But I know that you guys are there. David, Elizabeth, Gwendolynn, then you're having a birthday. I'm talking about a crazy creative writing story that I wrote about irony. But I don't know why. Anyway, and so what Daddy decided to do, and Mommy didn't like it, was Daddy decided to start vlogging his life, like video log his life. I started off with like movie reviews and short films, and then I realized that there were these professional vloggers out there. I'm not going to name any names, okay? Everybody knows who I'm talking about. The big three vloggers. Like I said, I'm not going to name any names. I got attention of one of them, supposedly. I guess one that's college educated or whatever, you know, like whatever that means. That doesn't really mean anything. I'm not pushing college on you because you're 3 years old right now, and I'm not thinking that the New School University, be weary. Shoot for NYU. But no, New School's good. Daddy went to the New School of Social Research in New York. One of my peers, or my future peers that graduated before me, was a guy named Bradley Cooper, another guy named Sean Baker, who's a director out in Hollywood. And Daddy used to be a background artist. And then Daddy started writing. He started writing and living in weird apartments across everywhere from Maine to Texas. Somewhere in there's probably a story. When Daddy lived in Maine, he wrote a big long book, I'm at 9 minutes, called Escape from Maine. It's very informational. But it was how, in a way, how I escaped Maine. I wrote it through kind of a fictional character named Jonah Samuel III. You'll get all this later. Look, if you end up an English major, good degree, not a bad degree. It's something that I probably, if I could reconsider, being an English major, nothing wrong with it. Tough, hard, but nothing wrong with it. Mom's probably going to push everybody in a theological kind of sense, and I think that's great too. But whatever you end up deciding to do, you don't have to become an English major. But it's not a bad degree, because English, we use a lot of English all throughout the world, or any type of linguistic choice in a major. I know Mom's pushing David to be like an engineer, and that's fine. That's fine. Any type of engineer, you know, everything's in engineering in one way or another. And I don't know. Elizabeth, I don't know, maybe a teacher or something. Who knows what y'all will become? I don't know. I'm not deciding this for you. But for one thing, whatever you decide to do, walk with God along the path of that. Because the person that walks with God gets to their destination. So anyway, I wanted to throw this creative writing story because it was a thought that I had, and I wrote upon it in a creative way and used words. Also have a pen name, Ash Cole. But I did these things for real. So it's kind of a confession in a way, or tell you about myself. And I've talked about it throughout some of the vlogs. Okay, 11 minutes is good enough. We're about to hit the Dallas-Fort Worth exit up here. This is the Dallas-Fort Worth exit right over this way. And I'm going to be taking it because we're... Okay, and then, of course, along the way, somewhere, Daddy met Linda.
Hi.
And Linda is full of a lot of passion and creative genius and funny. And her mom was named Tammy? Tammy. Is that okay to say? It's fine, okay. And believe it or not, Linda, her great uncle was a famous musician. So it runs in her family. She actually has musical royalty running through her veins. He was a famous...
Say royalty.
Well, they are royalty. I mean, he hung out with...
You do give me a big purple rain for royalty.
What is... he hung out with Steve Miller. He helped start the Steve Miller band. I mean, you don't get bigger than that other than Elvis. But anyway, so Linda has kind of some creative aspects to her. And she joined along, and we went crazy on SoundCloud and then started vlogging. And I think Linda's kind of responsible for some of the development of PSS and the Please Subscribe show. Oh, we got to make a turn right here. Anyway, I'm just kind of laying it out. You get a lot of information. I mean, okay, yeah, crazy writer starts the vlog. Okay, I'm hurrying. I'm going the speed. Yeah, she's big about Mr. Speedster. This is the speed limit for... Look, there's brake lights everywhere. This is brake lights. I didn't hear one honk. Anyway, happy birthday to Gwendolyn.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
I'll probably see you in 10 years if Facebook still exists.
What about Facebook? No, I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Don't say that.
Don't say
I got a lot of photographs on Facebook. Facebook.
Yes, book.
Facebook will be around as long... The white pages are still around.
Yeah, I know, right?
The yellow pages are still around. That's pretty much what Facebook is. It's a version of that. Something will be out there that's like that, always. Anyway, that's a long vlog. I'm going to have to look at all this. But anyway, y'all have a good day. And vlog is over. We're going to go to the left, which is Fort Worth, on this exit on 30 West. And what I'll do right here is I'm at 2 minutes and 29 seconds on this one. I don't know why I do that, but anyway, I'm going to be crossing. You're going to see probably a funky looking Dallas, or at least a cool looking Dallas, because of the rain clouds. And we'll be heading the other direction. So Dallas is over here.
I'm over here.
And oh yeah, Linda's right there. And Dallas is right there. And when we spin around here, we'll be pointing towards Fort Worth. I can't believe I started talking about my creative writing kind of life on my daughter's 3rd birthday. This is probably something you're going to go back and watch when you're a little bit older. I guess that's kind of how I think of it. Hopefully. All right, now we're headed to Fort Worth.